Hey everybody, Sarah, Misha, and Stella here, and we're super excited because our Hungry Bin showed up. This is going to be the first of 3 different episodes about the Hungry Bin, and in this one in particular, we're going to talk about why I chose this version, and we're going to look at the entire setup. Of course, while discussing with Misha the bigger things in life. What's out there, Mish? Join us for the unboxing, assembly, and more as we try our best not to screw this up. So let's start at the very beginning with the question, why worms? I found this great resource called Grow Your Soil by Diane Meisler. She's hilarious, by the way. You should definitely check out this book. It doesn't matter if you're starting out or really experienced. This lady is chock full of good ideas about how to make your garden really, really happy. And it's all about creating a healthy ecosystem using everything at your own disposal that's already there. This little section of the book got me really interested in the idea of worm bins and vermicomposting. Plus, she threw in this, let us do the work while you take a nap, and I was sold. So after deciding on worms for my composting system, I looked into a million different options and landed on the Hungry Bin for a lot of different reasons. These guys from New Zealand are really smart. They've reimagined the worm bin, eliminating a lot of the clumsy drawers and issues with previous versions and designing theirs like a funnel, which promotes the worms staying at the top where the food is. Super smart. There are a ton of other really great benefits to the Hungry Bin and a lot of other reasons that I chose it over other versions. So I will get into all of that as we move through this video, but for now, I'm super excited to see how this thing goes together. Let's get started. The Hungry Bin ships super compact. The lid is already attached to the upper body when you receive it, and then all of your other components and goodies are nested inside, including the one and only tool that you will need in order to assemble. The first piece I've pulled out here is called the floor, followed by the filter. The drip tray will live underneath the bin where all of the great worm tea is going to come out. Then you've got the lower body of the bin. That should go over here, followed by a couple of legs, and then the axle assembly, which also arrives somewhat pre-assembled, which is awesome. Inside these 2 little paper bags, you're going to find some good information, such as assembly instructions, how to start your Hungry Bin, and an owner's manual. I suggest you read them. In the other, you've got your 2 latches that are an important part of the Hungry Bin design, and your Allen wrench. Okay, I think we're ready to assemble. The only part of assembly that stumped me in the least was getting this leg into the axle assembly. What the? Why isn't this? God. In the end, I just ended up using my little Allen wrench and loosening the axle assembly slightly. Here's a close-up of where that is next to the wheel. This helped tremendously, and then I was able to just slip the leg right into place. Just a quick little repeat on the other side. You get your other leg of the Hungry Bin in place, and then you can set this up. It should support itself at this point fairly well. You can adjust the wheels, make sure this thing is getting squared because we're going to start adding things to the top of it. Okay, so set your wheels aside for a second and let's grab the lower body. We're actually going to flip this upside down because we're going to grab the latches. Remember those? You got 2 of them. We're going to put them right in the side little spots where they're meant to go. And when this is done right, you're going to hear a click that sounds something like this. These little latches are what let us remove the floor of the Hungry Bin really easily. We'll get back to that in a minute. For now, grab your legs and place them in the holes in the lower body. Make sure that they're stable. Flip that bad boy over. We're ready for the top. Just like the rest of the Hungry Bin, the top is incredibly easy to install. You simply set it on top of the lower body, apply a little bit of pressure, and it pops right into place. Okay, we're almost done. At this point, we need to get the floor latched into the bottom of our Hungry Bin, which is super simple. this is where we'll collect all of our worm castings. And done. For the last step, simply put the drip pan right underneath the hungry bin. There you go. It's going to catch all of the worm tea that drips out of that hole down into the drip pan, and you're going to have the happiest plants in the world. Voila! As for assembly, that's a wrap. Join me for episode 2 of The Hungry Bin, where we decide where this thing's going to live. We'll talk about what we're going to use for bedding materials, what we should be feeding these guys, and most importantly, we will meet and greet the worms. Yay! The little garden spot.